Hey guys, this is the third video tutorial in my WCF video tutorial series. So in the previous tutorials we saw the following things. One is introduction to WCF, then creating WCF service library, and third, testing WCF library using using the WCF client which Visual Studio provides. So in this video tutorial I'm trying to cover the following topics. One is hosting the WCF service, second consuming WCF service from the client, third one is creating fault contracts, and the fourth one is handling the exceptions from the client side. So first I'm going to show how to host a WCF service in a website. I'm not going to host it in IIS for the time being. I'll be hosting it in the development server itself. How to host it in IIS we'll see in later in another video. So right now I'm going to add a new website. I'm going to say store this. Oh, okay. Did a mistake here. I didn't really want to host it in this particular location. Okay. Uh, Add new website. I'll say browse. I want the website to be in the same location as I have the other projects. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, you can. I like it this way to have the website in the same location as the other project, especially when you are doing a tutorial or say you are doing it for learning purpose. Say open, say OK. So say WCF video tutorial web. OK. So got the website. It has default about and all the default things which comes with the website. We really don't need any of this. I'll just let it be there for the time being. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to host this WCF service library into this website. So there are two things, rather three things which we need to do. First thing, we need to add a reference to a WCF service library project. You can even go browse and find out the particular DLL and add that DLL as reference. But right now I want to add the project because later I'll be modifying the WCF service library to handle exceptions and things like that. So I want that to be get, the it to get updated to the website which is hosting the library. So I'm referring the project itself. Okay, the project is we have referenced the project. Second thing, if you want, you can go to web.config and okay, compilation debug. You can say true for the time being. Otherwise, whenever you try to debug, it will show you the exception that show you an alert that the debugging is not enabled and stuff like that. So just set it as true. Now that we have added the reference, second thing we need to do is now the first thing we need to understand, we tested the WCF library using the endpoints and things like that, but we didn't really host it. That was a temporary setup. Now we are hosting it, and when we access the WCF service from the client, we'll be accessing it through the website. So all the endpoints should be present in the web.config of the website. So go to your WCF service library app.config and copy the whole system.service model tag and paste it in your web.config of the website. So that is done. Now we have one more thing. We just referred the service the service library, and we also added the endpoints, but we didn't really host the service. We are going to do that. So for that purpose, say add new item. You can go and add a WCF service itself or a WCF data service, but I prefer for the time being, since we are learning that, let's do it from the scratch. Go and add a text file to the project and then rename the text file as employee service.cs. employee service dot svc. So this is the service file which we need if we are going to host a WCF service. Now we need to say, we just added the SVC file. Now we need to say, okay, this SVC file should host a WCF service, and we also need to tell which service is this going to host. So here we are going to say @ service host, and name of the service host is equal to what? We need to get the name of the service. So if we added the endpoints and things like that to the to this web.config, we have the service name here. We just host only one service here, which is WCF service library.employee service, and which supports multiple bindings. So can go and paste the name of the service here. Now let's go ahead and build the website. It says build failed. The service host directive must specify either the factory or the service attribute. Okay, sorry. Okay, the build got succeeded. There was a space required here. I didn't add that, so just throw an error. So let's go and so now we suppose we are ready with our website hosting the WCF service, and the service is hosted in the SVC file. We can just go and view this in browser. Let's see what happens. So the ASP.NET Development Server has started. We'll see the service host directive must specify either the factory or a service attribute. Something wrong here. Let me see. I have already done this stuff before. I'll just say okay. Just copy pasted that, so the name is not correct. I think this should fix it. Okay, copy paste, and I say browse, view in browser. Yes. Okay, now the service is running, the parsing error and things are over. Now you'll see that could not find a base address that matches the scheme netTCP for endpoint with binding netTCP binding. Go ahead and see your web.config. You will see that you already have defined endpoint with netTCP, and you also have defined a base address with netTCP. But the problem is our .NET development server will not really serve a netTCP request. So this is going to be a useless thing, and it will not allow your website to run too. So the basic point is your ASP.NET Development Server as well as your IIS6 will not support netTCP protocol. So we'll have to remove the endpoint as well as the address which we specified. So let's again go ahead and see this. Say view in browser. Now you can see that the website is really up and running. So we have hosted our WCF service in a website. Now two things I want you to notice. One thing is that we are not serving the netTCP endpoint because the IIS6 as well as IIS6 and ASP.NET Development Server could not serve .NET TCP requests. So if you really want to host your WCF service which supports NetTCP in your IIS, then you will require IIS6 plus Windows Activation Services WAS. You'll have to install that. So Dev Server anyway, I think it's not going to support NetTCP. Third thing, in IIS you can surely IIS7 you can surely go ahead with the netTCP endpoint, but the only thing is you will have to do some specific setup. So I'll show that in another video tutorial. For the time being, I'm just hosting the WCF service in the website with these two endpoints. And one more thing I want to show you is the base address. We mentioned this base address, but if you go here and see, we'll notice that that address is not of any significance here. The reason being, when we tested it through the WCF client, we didn't have a website, and hence it didn't have a base URL. So we had to mention a fake URL to which the WCF, the temporary setup can depend on. But right now we have defined a website, and the website has its own URL, and hence this base address is not going to be of any use. You can just go ahead and delete it, and you will see that if we if we go ahead and view the service in the browser, you will see that it is up and running. And if you want to go ahead and create a proxy, you should be using this particular URL. You can go and do a svcutil.exe for this URL. You will see that you will get two files. One thing is the class, the proxy class, and the second, which will be basically our service contract. And second thing you will see is a config file will also get downloaded, which will have the endpoints. So this is how we host our WCF service in a website. I hope everybody is clear with that. So now I'll proceed with creating a client and consuming this particular WCF service.